everybody, I'm Mr. Mills, and today we're going to be solving equations with the variable on each side of the equal sign. Okay, so we're turning it up again a little bit more, and now instead of only having our variable on one side, now it's on both sides, right? So we're going to have to get all of our variables onto one side of the equal sign and then get it completely by itself. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and start with this first one. 2m minus 13 equals negative 8m plus 27. Okay, so I need to get all of my m's over to one side of the equal sign. Now it doesn't matter which side that is, as long as it's one side, right? So I can either move this 2m over to this side, or I can move this negative 8m over here. Doesn't matter, but I'm going to go ahead and move this negative 8m over to this side. Right? So let's add 8m to both sides. Now when I add 8m to both sides, that gets me 10m minus 13 equals negative 8m plus 8m. They reduce to 0, and then I just have a 27. Okay? Now I have two more steps to go. All of my m's are on one side, but now I need to get all of my numbers on the other side, right? So to do that, I can either mess with this 10 first or this minus 13, but I think it would be much easier to move this negative 13 over, right? So how do I undo subtraction? What's the opposite of subtracting 13? Let's add 13 to both sides. Now when I add 13 to both sides, I get 10m equals 27 plus 13 is 40. Okay, we're almost done here. M is not quite by itself yet, so let's get m by itself. How do I undo that 10 times m? What's the opposite of multiplication? Well, it is division. Let's divide everything by 10. When I divide everything by 10, I get m equals 40 divided by 10 is 4. Okay, so this problem is completely done because m equals 4. M is completely by itself. M is an introvert, which is a good thing, right? M wants to be alone right now, and that's fine. Okay, if I were to check my work, you would see that it does work. The left side of the equation does equal the right side. Just for the sake of time, I'm not going to check my work. Trust me, this one does work out, okay? Now this right side over here, this one looks a little bit trickier because I have these parentheses in there, and parentheses sometimes can be confusing, right? So how do I get rid of those parentheses? I can do it in just one step. I am going to use what's called the distributive property, remember? And I'm going to go ahead and distribute this to everything inside that parenthesis. Okay. So 2 times 9a gets me 18a, and then 2 times negative 12 gets me minus 24, and that equals, now on the right side I have another set of parentheses, so I'm going to have to get rid of those as well, and to do that I'm going to go ahead and distribute the 3 through. Okay, so when I distribute that 3 through, I get 6a minus 3 times negative 4 is negative 12. There we go. Okay, so now we're all my parentheses are gone, right? Now I just need to worry about getting all my a's over to one side and then my numbers to the other side, right? So I can either move this 18a over to there, or I can move that 6a over to this side, whatever. I'm going to go ahead and move that 6a over to this side by subtracting 6a. And when I subtract 6a, I get 12a minus 24 equals just negative 12, right? Because my 6a is reduced out to 0. Okay, now I have two more steps. I either need to worry about this 12a or I need to worry about the minus 24. I'm going to go ahead and move that minus 24 over there because it's easier to move the addition before I worry about the multiplication. Okay, so let's add 24 to both sides. When I do that, I get 12a equals negative 12 plus 24 is positive 12. And now this problem is going to come out really nicely. I just have one more step here. I need to get rid of this 12 that's in front of the a. I need to undo that multiplication. So to undo that multiplication, I'm going to go ahead and divide both sides by 12. And when I divide both sides by 12, I end up getting my final answer of a equals 12 divided by 12 is just 1. Right? Very nice answer, one of the best numbers ever. Okay? And there you have it. That is solving equations with the variable on each side, something that we're all getting very good at quickly. Okay? Thank you for watching, guys. Earn pride.